Welcome to Talking with Sapna. Today we're going to be talking again about how to adjust your child to the new normal that they're walking into. After the last video on this, I had a lot of positive feedback to talk about how do we keep making sure that we're supporting our child through these adjustment processes. And so today we're going to focus on another element of what that adjustment looks like. And I'm going to start off by telling you a story. I was talking to someone recently who was telling me that their child had seen a friend and that friend had gone and hugged her and she started crying. It's a really good example to show you how your children have changed during this time at home and in lockdown. Now here in Melbourne, we're starting to go back to being outdoors again and going to the park and being able to see other people. And you think that because we're able to do that, our children are just going to bounce back to where they were before this whole lockdown and this worry around the pandemic came up. But this example is a really good one because this child bursting into tears when someone she knows really well hugged her is an indication that actually our children are dealing with a lot of emotions under the surface. Now, there could have been multiple reasons why she got upset. One being that there's a lot of worry and fear, consciously or unconsciously, that has been going around in households as we talk about this pandemic. And it is never your intention as a parent to put your fears or your worries onto your children, but because the pandemic has taken up so much of our time and so much of our thinking and our headspace, that it's inevitable that there's some worry around it, and our children are feeling that. And so that could have been one reason she reacted. And that's really normal. It's normal that your children are going to have this underlying worry as we start to get back into some kind of new normality, because for so long we've told them you have to keep washing your hands, you can't go to the playground, you can't see your friends, you can't hug people. And so the thing is, even if you don't talk about how worried you are, the fact that we're telling them to not do this and don't do that, it's setting that worry within them. So that's one angle of what your children are going to be dealing with, consciously or unconsciously. It's something they might not say to you, but it's something that you will see in their actions. As you start to see them reacting, start to understand why. Really dig deep into why you think they're reacting. Because as parents, and anyone really, the automatic response is to dismiss. You'll be okay, you'll be right, come on, it's fine, calm down. But actually what you need to do is try and think about why. Because too often we judge a child based on their behavior when actually we need to look at the reason or the intention behind the behavior. And when we dig deeper into that, then we can start to find ways to support them and nurture them through this adapting that they're going to have to do. And it's really funny because as I talk to you about you helping your children adapt, we have to face the fact that you yourself have to adapt. As you start to see your friends again, it becomes a whole new conversation about how do you have a conversation and how do you be around people when for the last 3-4 months you've been in your house and in your little bubble. It is hard, it is difficult. And imagine as adults, you're feeling that adjustment. Imagine what your children are feeling. It's really normal for them to feel a bit uncertain and unsure. And for you as the parent, you might feel like they've taken some steps back socially and emotionally. And that's okay. We all take steps back and steps forward. That's that journey, that up and down of life. 10 steps forward, 5 steps back. That's okay. It's how we just break things down step by step to walk them through it. How are you going to hold your child's hand to help them through it? It's reassuring the child in the example that I've given you that it's okay. No one will hug you if they've been sick or if they are sick. And it's reassuring them that it's okay to hug someone who you know really well if you're comfortable. And so starting to really break that down and saying it's okay, we're all adjusting to this new normal, but let's do it together. And that's a really important conversation for you to have with your children. Preempt it. We're all feeling a little bit worried about going back into schools or to this new normal, but we'll work through it together. And so you need to keep reassuring your children at every step. Ease them back into it. Don't expect that they're just going to go back to where they were before the lockdown, because you yourself know that you're not going back to where you were before the lockdown, because we've all changed in this journey. You've changed, your children have changed, there's been growth, there's been difficulty, and so we've got to take it step by step. And if you are worried about your children socially and emotionally, and you feel like talking them through it and stepping them through it isn't working, or there's more to it that you're trying to uncover, then my services are always available to do some one-on-one family coaching with you, and we can do it via Zoom or phone call to sort of work through that and make it really specific to you, your family, and your child. But with children, when you're guiding them and walking them back to where you know they can be and they know they can be, then what happens is you'll start to see them bouncing back. They just need a little bit of guidance, comfort, acknowledgement that this is going to be a little bit different. And more importantly, they just need us to be calm and patient. When you show your child that you are calm, you are patient, and you are ready to ease them back into this new normal, you'll start to see them relax and get ready to adapt to this new normal as well. So remember, take a step back, look at why they're reacting the way they are, dig deeper into what's worrying them, and talk through those emotions and reassure them. Reassure them that you're going to take it one step at a time, and baby steps are the most important way to go forward. You'll see that patience and reassurance help them adjust to this new normal that they're walking into.